Nothing contained in this podcast should be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. This content does not represent our respective employers and is purely the opinion of the podcast hosts. We are not your personal medical providers. Sorry, friends. So, if you have concerns or are seeking a diagnosis or treatment, please seek individual advice from a healthcare provider in your area. We are not liable for any risks associated with acting upon the information contained in this podcast. This is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only, so enjoy the ride.
Please drink responsibly and in moderation. Before drinking, please be sure to be of the legal drinking age for your country. We do not encourage the misuse of alcohol.
Welcome to Medical Media Mixer, the perfect cocktail. I'm Nicole Peniston, psychologist.
And I'm Tara Prisco, physician assistant. We got our holiday vibe going.
We do.
Very cute. You look like an elf.
Thank you.
And I'm the reindeer. See?
You are.
We work together. But we might talk about our boss Santa a little bit today. So
a little bit, yeah.
I guess we'll introduce both drinks too at the beginning, but we can chit-chat for a moment prior to that. I'm just trying to get us, we're not used to doing a combined episode anymore, so.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Anything new?
Anything new? Well, we talked last week, so let's see. What has happened since last week? Well, this is just my little shenanigans, which could also be saved for last call, but that's fine. I'm going to share with it now. So, if you don't know this about me, I am obsessed with the Duchess. And so I have purchased many, many, many of her items, watched all of her shows. And my most recent purchase was very disappointing. It came packaged and it was all damaged. So I emailed them and they promptly issued a replacement, which was wonderful. And then the replacement came damaged.
Oh, no.
So I was like, WTF? So I messaged them and then I didn't hear anything. So I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I'm just not going to get the replacement. Like, this sucks. And then I literally was telling Deb about this today as I was driving home from work. And I swear Megan is listening.
Oh, no. She's just like vibing with you?
Because I got home and I got 2 emails. One refunding my entire purchase, even though just 2 of the multiple items was damaged. And they're replacing the entire thing.
Nice.
So I think Megs was upset that I may not love her anymore, and that is not the case.
We definitely chat about her on the next episode. So
we do.
have a whole conversation about her. So we do love her, and she rated it. So we're cool.
She did. And I have not yet watched her. I think it just came out. If it didn't just come out, it is coming out shortly. There's a holiday special for her show. I have not watched the holiday special yet.
I have to check it out.
Yes.
Yesterday, I know this isn't your thing. You're not a Harry Potter person, correct?
I'm not, sadly.
Okay.
Sorry.
But I went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway with Tom Felton playing Draco, who's the guy who played Draco in the movies.
Nice. Well, it's funny you say that because a while ago when the Broadway lotteries were like huge, I was entering all of them and I still get emails for that one.
Yeah, so this one, once they knew that he was going to be in it, so he just started, I think, like a week ago in this, and it's a big through the holiday season. He's starring as his original character Draco, so it was pretty cool. And of course, you know, they all have to pause on stage because when he first pops out on stage, everybody cheers for an extended period of time. But it was really well done. The original one, when they first launched it in London, was actually 2 whole shows that were like 2.5 hours each, or 2 hours and 40 minutes each, and you had to buy 2 different tickets. They, during COVID, then combined it both in London and here into a condensed, it's 3 hours including the intermission. So they were able to pull it together. But it was really well done. It was fun. It was interesting. I was because I had read the screenplay, I guess, the play for it. What do you call it? Plays?
The theater production?
I guess. I don't know. But in writing, they had that out a couple of years ago. So I'd read it and then I reread it like the few days leading up to going. So I remembered the whole story. But that was fun. It was funny because, like, you know how many years I go without going into New York City? And I've been 3 times this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going actually for Christmas. Deb and I are going to spend Christmas and a couple days after in the city. And we're going to go see a show and just do some Christmassy things. And then it was funny, over the weekend, I was with Deb kind of, you know, just hanging out. We went to a German Christmas festival, so that was fun. Oh. But I forget how it came up, but she was like, oh, well, when we're in New York, we'll go to the Gucci store. And I'm like, what? We're doing that kind of shopping? And she's like, well, it's right down the street. And I'm like, well, lots of things are right down the street, but okay, I'm not going to say no. Like, sure.
Hey, are you buying?
Well, and it's funny because I do have two like real, very nice designer bags, and I always am very cautious about using them, but I always make excuses. Like I have a Gucci that I bought myself that I've only used a handful of times, but it's like a good size, it zips closed. But when I graduated with my doctorate, my mom got me a Louis, which I love, but it doesn't zip closed. So I'm always terrified that like things are going to fall out or like
right.
somebody can reach in and steal something. So I don't carry it as much as I should, but it's a shame. I should use it more.
We should tell the listeners about when we went to Chinatown to go to the fake.
And bought the 125 fake bags.
Yeah, like you go to the person on the street who's selling the really cheap looking ones, and then they slip you like a card with an address, and then you go to some random like door and apartment
and like a passcode number or some really shifty thing, and then the door opens and the angels are singing because it's like, wow, that was an experience.
That was, yeah, I think I remember we also ate at a very authentic place in Chinatown. I don't remember what else we did that day, but those are the two things I remember.
Did we get facials that day? I remember one time I went to the city and we got facials in like Koreatown or Chinatown.
I don't think so, but it was many moons ago. We were in our 20s, so. Yes.
One of our many New York City adventures back in the day.
Oh, yeah. But now we're like old and I'm like, what do you mean it takes an hour and 20 minutes in the train to get there?
We can still have New York City adventures. We just need to plan accordingly. It's not last minute like it used to be.
Exactly. But yeah, it's a good time. I know a lot of people love to go in the city during the holidays and it's crowded, definitely. There's a lot of people, but.
Yeah, that was one thing I loved about going to school undergrad in the city was just like that Christmas vibe, that time of year. It's just there's something in the air. It's different. I feel like there's no place like New York at Christmas time.
I don't believe well, I know you can roller skate, but you're not an ice skater.
I've never skated. Ever.
Oh, okay. Because I was asked if you ever went skating at Rockefeller Center. No. I have not been at Rockefeller Center skating,
well, and this comes from two reasons why. One, in general, in bare feet on dry land, I'm a bit of a klutz. So
but you can roller skate well. So
I can. But then also I remember distinctly at some point in time, my father, who, for listeners who don't know, he was Black. He told me Black people don't ice skate. And I was like, Dad, that's not true. He's like, we don't do winter sports. I was like, that's not true. He's like, you don't do winter sports. So.
Well, there was a very famous figure skater who was Black who used to do a backflip on the ice.
I know.
So I think she says otherwise. What was her name? She was from France, I believe.
Surya Bonali.
Yes. And she was amazing. So.
Yes.
I don't know about backflips.
I mean, there's lots of other people of color who do winter sports. It was just my dad being silly.
There's a Jamaican bobsled team, okay?
Exactly. I think it's more knowing that I'm a klutz at times, trying not to seriously injure myself. I've seriously injured myself roller skating, as you know. So
right, we talked about that on one episode. So funny enough, like I've ice skated in our youth. You know, we'd go to the one over at Warnaco Park and ice skate there. And then, of course, I hadn't ice skated for a million years. And then I went once when I think one of the kids went to a birthday party. And I was like, all right, I could do this. And then 2 years ago, we were on a cruise ship and they had a small skating rink, like a real ice skating rink on a cruise ship. And I was able to do it. And I was pretty impressed that that muscle memory still existed and it's on a moving boat.
I mean, it's not like the boat's not like moving like that.
It's not rocking and rolling, but it was pretty interesting. I was able to do it. I was very proud of myself, but yeah, that's it. Once every few decades.
Ice skated, and I'm okay with that. I like going, like I used to go to Bryant Park with my mom around the holidays, and they have a small rink there too. And it's nice to watch people, but I don't need to partake in any of that. I'm good.
I've never skied and I've never snowboarded either.
No, never. I've never been snow tubing, which seems like fun, but I've never done that.
Snow tubing is cool. We took the kids last winter around New Year's in Pennsylvania, and that was fun. They had a blast. All right. Are we ready in the holiday spirit?
I think we are.
All right. So my cocktail, somehow when I tried to fix the formatting, came out in a giant paragraph in this document.
It's a very important cocktail.
It is the Sleighbell Spritz. So it is 3 ounces of Prosecco or another similar dry sparkling wine, 1 ounce of Aperol, or anything else, orange or even cranberry flavored liqueur would work, 1 ounce of cranberry juice, and half an ounce of spiced simple syrup. You know the hack, simple syrup is 1:1, water to sugar. I throw in some mulling spices that I already had in there and microwave it.
That's what I bought from the Duchess, but they came damaged. I mean, they're still usable, but...
Your mulling spices?
Yes.
So essentially what you do is you put the cranberry juice and the Aperol and the syrup in your glass. You can throw some ice on there and then pour over your Prosecco. And if you wanted to add a little soda water on top, that you can. And if you want to be festive and throw in a rosemary sprig like I did, you can. And it looks holiday-ish and cute.
Pretty.
All right, what's your cocktail?
So my cocktail is called the Blue Christmas. And guess what? It's blue.
Nice.
It is very blue. It is. So this recipe, which I didn't realize until literally 20 minutes ago when I went to make the drink, it is for a big old punch bowl because this was not fitting in a glass. It's supposed to go into a martini glass. It says this recipe serves 4, so keep that in mind. So 1 cup of vodka or rum, I used vodka, 1 cup of white cranberry juice, 2 ounces of blue curacao, 1 to 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice, ice cubes, and they say a lime peel twist is optional. I had a little peppermint stick in it, but the peppermint was messing with the flavor, so I just took a picture and then took it out. But you combine all of that in a cocktail shaker, shake until chilled, and then strain into a martini glass and garnish. And as I said, it serves 4. I put mine in a wine glass that says, "Here for the jingle juice."
Oh, so, cute.
Yes. And it's a plastic wine glass, so I won't break this.
Very festive. Mine is also plastic. These are my outdoor.
That's the only
my outdoor glasses so that I don't break anything.
I was going to say, with making all of these cocktails now, I need, durable glasses that are not going to break or break in the dishwasher. Sometimes that happens if they're fragile or...
Yeah, that's true. It broke one of my big fancy wine glasses from my wedding registry. We've broken not recently, a long time ago. My red wine glasses are literally this humongous, the size of my face.
Yeah, they're big.
So that's, easy to break.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, we're going to keep it light, I think. Well, yours is going to be a little sad.
Mine's light-ish.
But I want to ask, what are your favorite Christmas movies or depictions of Santa? Do you have anything that you love from growing up?
So when I was younger, I was a really big fan of the original Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes.
I was a big fan of that. And then as I'd gotten older, obviously Elf took over.
Yes.
And then last year, I'm blanking on the name of it, a movie, it's called Red Man. It has The Rock in it, and basically The Rock is Santa's bodyguard, and he has to save him. And Krampus makes a cameo, and so that's a really cute movie. So that's my new favorite one, but definitely Elf has been a long old standby.
Yeah, I would agree. Miracle on 34th Street is absolutely the classic, and the 1947 version. So for those who don't know, that was huge.
And that was Natalie Wood, right?
Natalie Wood plays the child.
As a child, yes.
Maureen O'Hara plays the mother. Also John Payne and Edmund Gwenn. And it's such a classic. Did actually win Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Best Original Story, Best Screenplay, and it was nominated.
I thought you said breast.
I might have said breast.
I didn't know this is important, but okay.
It was nominated for Best Picture, but it lost to Gentleman's Agreement,
which no one has heard of now.
I have not, and you've all heard of Miracle on 34th Street, people.
Yes.
And there's been a couple redos over the years, but that one to me is just this classic.
And even though it's in black and white, it doesn't feel as old as it is.
Right.
It feels very relatable.
Colorized now. I think I remember watching it. You know how they colorized a couple of things
Technicolor.
back Technicolor.
Oh, that just reminded me. Another favorite Christmas movie is White Christmas, which I know a lot of people don't like. But the reason I like it is I love movies of that era where everyone talked like this all the time.
Yes.
I love that. There's something about that.
There is something about that.
Of their voice.
It's so classic. It really is. But this one, keeps that wonder alive. It starts with doubts and then it keeps that magic alive. And I loved that. So for anyone who doesn't know, just the general idea of this one is basically it's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York. And
is it actually Macy's or is it the fictional version?
No, it's really Macy's. And then there's their competitor is what's the name of the store? It's the competitor. Not Grumbles. It's something with a G.
Gimbals, which used to be a real store.
Right. So no, it's real. But the guy who's supposed to play Santa and close out the parade is drunk. And so they sort of see this guy on the street who's like, yeah, I could do it. And he looks the part and he gets up there and he plays the best Santa anyone's ever seen.
Santa.
And then he goes and he works at the store and he has the kid sit on his lap and he can speak to the child in German, even though, no one knew he could speak German. And, I think in a more modern version, he can sign to a girl who only speaks sign language. So there's that little, everyone's like, what's up with this guy? He makes, close friends with the family. There's this little girl, who's played by Natalie Wood, who has doubts, and he helps bring the magic alive for her.
I think that's why I like that movie, because I was always one of those kids who wanted to believe, but also was a little too logic based to be some big fat man can't go around the whole world in one night.
Right. But it just, and then it really comes up to people think he's crazy. They try and put him in a loony bin. There is a trial on the sanity of Kris Kringle.
They had a lot of time on their hands back then.
And you know what? Who saves the day? The post office. Who knew?
The United States Post Office to the
rescue.
But
they said
they don't do much right, but they did that one right.
They did that one right. They said all these letters are for Kris Kringle or Santa Claus, and we're delivering them to the courthouse. And they brought in all the bags of letters and just poured them out all over. And they proved their case. And then I love at the ending when the family is going and they're going for a drive and they stumble upon this house that happens to be the perfect house. And they decide they're going to buy it and they see, to live as a family. And then they see the little cane, Kris Kringle's cane sitting there did he do this too?
Right. Well, and back then a house cost $50. So yeah.
But it's the best. It is so sweet.
Well, and I know we didn't plan this out, but actually one of the links that I have is talking about why people love Christmas movies and why they make us feel good. And part of it is familiar tropes, predictable, non-stressful stories or minimal stressful stories, offers comfort, improves mood. There's lots of recurring themes of family, romance, friendships that satisfy that need for social connection that a lot of people may be struggling with this time of year. Yeah. And so that's why holiday movies in general, regardless of what movie we're talking about, are so appealing to people.
Yeah. Absolutely. And a more modern version of Santa, which I watched with my children and really ended up loving, was the Christmas Chronicles. Santa is played by none other than, do you know who it is?
Yes, the zaddy, just blanked out his name.
Kurt Russell.
Yes, he's a zaddy. What?
And yeah, he's a handsome Santa. And it's a really cute, and it's a brother and sister. The brother has his doubts at this point, but the sister's very much believing. And through a series of events, they accidentally end up in Santa's sleigh and mayhem ensues. And in the end, of course, it brings back the same idea, that magic. And you do get to see also at the end, Kurt Russell's wife, what's her name?
Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn, sorry. She has a very tiny role as Mrs. Claus. Mm-hmm. But it's a really fun one, good for kids and adults alike. And then there is a Christmas Chronicles 2, which heavily features these little elves. And I think one of the elves in Elvish says something about pooping and farting. So my kids love that one.
Of course.
So those are the two that stick out to me. And then Elf, if you want to give a little shout out about Elf, because that's pure genius right there.
Yeah. So I honestly considered covering Elf, but I couldn't professionally make a mental health distinction here. But I really feel like Buddy the Elf has ADHD. Either way. So the movie Elf, for those who haven't seen it, and if you haven't seen it, you should go out and watch it right now. Elf is the story of an adult man who's in his 40s who comes to essentially find out that he's not actually an elf as he was raised amongst the elves, but that he is a human who was rescued and adopted by elves and raised as an elf. And so now as an adult, he goes in search of his biological family. He comes to find out that his mother has passed. So now he's searching for his dad. And his dad is a book publisher who's very grumpy or doesn't like, the holidays or anything, very bah humbug. And he's got his own like semi-dysfunctional family of his own. And Buddy just kind of comes in and makes everybody rethink the magic of the holidays, makes them all kind of come together, makes his father rethink his past and this past relationship that you can tell he really did love Buddy's mother, but things just didn't work out between them. And he clearly loves his new wife and their child, but he's just so stressed with trying to make money and run this business that he's not really truly in the holiday spirit. And Buddy helps them all kind of come together. He gets into a lot of shenanigans, like he cuts down a tree in Central Park. And gets in trouble. He has snowball fights with his little brother's bullies. He meets a girl who works at a department store and falls in love with her.
Yes,
Zoe Deschanel plays her. And they go on a cute little date, and he brings her to the place where they serve the world's best coffee, which is every coffee shop in New York. And it's just a really heartwarming film. And then towards the end, he spots Santa because he knows him.
Of course he knows him.
Santa! I know him! I could quote Elf like literally
I'm sure
every
you can.
song. I have gotten into an elevator and pushed every button and said, it looks like a Christmas tree. People hate me. I mean, I deserve it. They should hate me for these things, but I just can't. I have answered the phone, Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? So it's my favorite movie. But so he sees Santa's sleigh crash because Santa's sleigh runs on Christmas magic. And so a lot of people don't believe in Christmas anymore. So Buddy has to rally the troops so everybody believes in Christmas again. And he basically somehow gets on the news and talks to a news reporter, gets her to believe in Christmas. So then everyone watching the news believes in Christmas, and they're singing Christmas carols. And now Santa's sleigh can fly again and deliver the gifts. And the end. It's a very heartwarming movie.
It really is.
And he has 4 favorite food groups: candy corn, candy canes, something, and syrup.
Spaghetti with syrup. Doesn't he eat spaghetti with syrup?
But spaghetti isn't one of his 4 favorite food groups.
Oh.
Yes.
No.
And then when he works in the mailroom and the guy lets him drink the syrup, which is actually alcohol, and then they get trashed and they're doing crazy dances.
I got to watch it again. I haven't watched it recently.
That's
so definitely one we'll have to pull out with the kids.
Yeah. And Will Ferrell plays Elf, obviously.
Yeah, Will Ferrell is absolutely... Yeah. He's amazing.
Yes, Mary Steenburgen plays the mom. I don't know the little boy's name, and I always forget the dad's name, but he is a famous actor also.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
So that's Elf, yes.
Yes. So the big man, Santa. We always kind of wonder, though, like, how does he do what he does? How does he keep up? What would his medical chart look like? He
doesn't do it all alone. We know that.
Right. He definitely has a lot of help. I mean, he definitely, I have to say, Kurt Russell's version is not as rotund as the typical Santa. And he even says, like, that's a myth. Like, don't, like that's what you people draw me as. But who knows what the real Santa looks like? So what I
actually just thought of something. Sorry. Did you ever see the movie? It came out in the 80s and it was called just Santa Claus. But it was all about the history of how Santa came to be and how he runs his workshop.
Is this the little claymation one?
No, it's live action. Part of it, there's a girl who is an orphan, but she's adopted by no, she's not an orphan. This girl who lives in a very, very rich household, but then she becomes friends with this little boy who's a homeless orphan, and she shares her Christmas with him. Dudley Moore plays an elf who gets corrupted by a toy company. Okay. That's also a classic movie.
That's kind of vague. Yeah, vaguely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that Santa, he's a little chunky, but he's not like super chunk.
Yeah.
And in that movie, the red one that I was talking about, that Santa is buff.
Yeah.
Santa's jacked.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you think about like the classic 50s, like claymation ones. He's got a little belly, like the
big belly.
Rudolph, all those. So we don't know for sure. But if Santa really does have that belly, we have to be careful because he could have diabetes or insulin resistance from that. I'd check him for that if I saw him in the office. We should really try and have him make some better choices than cookies all the time. I think that
Do we know for a fact he's eating cookies all year long or just on Christmas?
I mean, even so, the calorie consumption is probably more than a year's worth.
He's burning all those calories going from house to house. I'm trying to justify Santa and his cookies on this one. Sorry.
All right. Well, this one's not his fault. It's just an occupational hazard. But coming down the chimney,
it's dangerous.
The soot, he could inhale that. Maybe he could get asthma or COPD from that. The reindeer, they're animals. You could be allergic to them. Their dander could make you have some respiratory issues.
I'm not even going there because the reindeer are God's gift.
Maybe he should mask up. I don't know. A little PPE there.
Goodness.
I mean, and this is something you can speak to, sleep. I mean,
yes.
Sleep deprivation, he works all night.
But it's only one night a year.
Right. I mean, true.
If he was working a night shift every night, that would be different.
Right. I mean, so what do you think about him maybe sleep banking, ready to, preparing for the week?
You can't really do that. You can't really catch up on sleep. You can't really store sleep ahead. It's not necessarily how our brain works. I don't think it's going to hurt anything, but it's not going to even out anything either. Yeah.
All right. How about the pressure of being the big man? I mean, mental health wise, that's a lot. That's a lot of expectation on him.
Well, in that movie I was talking about, he needs to have a freaking bodyguard because it's a rough job.
Yeah. I mean, he might want to, take a little time to have some mindfulness, maybe,
take a vacay.
Maybe talk to the Easter Bunny. They can relate a little bit about the pressures.
I don't think the bunny knows what's up.
And then, of course, his diet, we think he's fairly sedentary, but then he also has extreme exertion on that one night a year.
Right. That's got to count for something.
But it could set him up for heart attack or something. You've been sitting around eating cookies and getting a belly, and then all of a sudden you work really hard one night and don't sleep. God forbid you're stressing your heart out. Poor Santa. I think we need to be careful.
That's why there's been so many movies about him having, a second in line to take over just in case.
True. Oh, you ever watch the one Noel with Anna? Is it Anna Kendrick?
No, but I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it though.
It's really cute. That's about like the succession of like who's going to be the next Santa. That's actually a really adorable modern version too.
And there's been so many movies like that. So like there's got to be something to it that Santa needs a backup.
Of course.
Or even if he just, gets an injury from going down a chimney, he's going to need a backup to finish the job.
Absolutely. And then really sort of the last thing, he's got to really be careful. He's going in and out of everybody's houses, touching all their stuff. We don't want him to catch anything like flu or COVID. It's like the season right then. The cooties are everywhere. He really needs to make sure he washes his hands, maybe keep some hand sanitizer in the sleigh. And just he should really be protecting himself so he doesn't really crash after that big night. So if Santa came in the office, that would be some of the advice I would give him to make sure he has a happy and healthy night.
Yes. But I'm going to say it again. That movie, Red One, you need to watch it because that Santa, he's lifting weights. He's eating well. Mrs. Claus is on top of him about his diet and his energy consumption. So this is the kind of Santa you're talking about. And he's played by J.K. Simmons, who I didn't know was so jacked until Santa takes his shirt off. And I'm like, well, hello, sir. I mean, it makes sense. He's got all that heavy lifting to do. He's got to be able to carry stuff with him. Yeah.
All right. So what do you have for us on the holiday front?
So what I've got on the holiday front is something that a lot of people, I think, joke about, and then a lot of people take seriously, but is kind of the holiday blues. There's the famous Elvis Presley song, Blue Christmas. There's lots of songs about that. And seasonal affective disorder is a real thing. It basically is when you are feeling more depressed, when the seasons change, there's less sunlight out, and so it can impact your mood. Those symptoms often resolve in the spring and summer months when there is more sunlight. And so I think alone, seasonal affective disorder is something that can affect people. But I think in combination with all of these things that happen around the holidays, more family gatherings, financial stressors, workplace stressors, things like that, is something that I think a lot of people can identify with. In pure cases of seasonal affective disorder, one of the best treatments is light therapy or phototherapy. Mm-hmm. So that's, we've all seen those natural sunlights that you can keep on your desk that mimic sunlight that can significantly help. Regular medication for antidepressants can help for that. And then also therapy to talk through what's pulling you down during the holidays. Other things that can also indicate seasonal affective disorder are increased sleep, appetite changes, weight gain, low energy, all of that kind of stuff. Although people can have seasonal affective disorder in the summer months as well. Looks similar, but kind of the course is different.
Mm-hmm.
And then people who have bipolar tend to be at a higher risk for seasonal affective disorder. And that's more of that biological clock, the circadian rhythm, your natural body's production of those positive hormones may change when you're getting less sunlight, all of that kind of stuff. And so that is what seasonal affective disorder is. But I think a lot of people may just feel sad during the holidays. It's not formal seasonal affective disorder, and it's because there's just so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think a big thing is the financial stress that a lot of people experience because, they feel like they have to keep up with the Joneses or give the best gifts, or they have lots of people they want to shop for. They want to make, the holidays magical for their children, but it's expensive and not everyone can afford that.
And now I think with online and social media, you can see what other people are doing, and your kids know that their friend got an iPad or a phone, and it's like topping the next thing.
Yeah. And it's a lot of pressure on an already difficult time of year. The other thing too is if you have a difficult family situation or there's family trauma, a lot of that can get stirred up around the holidays too. And so you might already be dealing with something that maybe isn't happening in the here and now, but it's still difficult for you to cope with. So I think a lot of people deal with that stuff this time of year. So basically what I'm going to talk about is just ways to manage that. Okay. There's a really great article will be linked in the show notes called The Most Difficult Time of the Year, How to Deal with Mental Health During the Holidays. And it's really just talking about trying not to deny that it's hard, accepting that the holidays might stir up some of this difficult time for you, that it's okay to be happy. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel both. You're allowed to have more than one emotion at once. Trying to maintain healthy habits and set boundaries. I think that's a huge one. Those financial boundaries about gift giving and gift expectations, those time boundaries. So you don't feel like you're constantly being pulled in multiple directions and then having no time for yourself or no time to de-stress. But then also making the time to connect with the people that you really care about, that you get to be around during the holidays when you don't see them as often. And I think for folks like us who we only get busier this time of year, that's when it's really important for us to try to make that kind of time to connect with the people that we care about, to take care of ourselves, because we're always taking care of other people. And a lot of people need extra help this time of year.
Yeah.
For illnesses, for you, mental health crises tend to happen a lot more around this time of year as well. So we're both much more busy than usual.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then some other things, not trying to ignore your feelings, developing a plan of what to do when you're sad or stressed or lonely. So that way you kind of already have something in place before it happens. So when it happens, you're not like, oh God, what do I do now? You're like, wait, I've got that plan. I'm going to call so-and-so. I'm going to go out for a walk. I'm going to engage in an activity that brings me joy, like watching a Christmas movie or crafting or something like that. Connecting with the community. So that can be things like volunteering, doing toy drives, things like that can also really boost your mood when you're trying to support and connect with other people. And then, of course, practicing self-care. You were kind of just talking about all the things that Santa's doing that isn't the best for him. We're all doing those same things too.
True. Running
ourselves ragged, maybe drinking a little too much, eating a little too much. So trying to do everything in moderation and take care of ourselves so we can make it through this holiday season to the next one.
Yeah.
There's a really cute infographic that will be included about 7 tips on how to manage stress and mental health during the holidays. And it's a lot of that same stuff. Being realistic, I think that's a good one. Trying to make the holiday as realistically good as you can, but not setting these goals that you're never going to meet or setting these expectations. Knowing when to say no. If you got too much going on, delegate or say, no, I can't make that party because I've got 16 other things to do that week. I can't do it. Staying active, trying not to worry about every single thing that you need to do. Prioritize, setting aside that time to say, these are the most important things today. I just got to get through that and let the other stuff kind of sit aside. Another thing I think that happens during the holidays is because we're connecting with family who maybe we can avoid more other times of the year, setting aside those differences, those political differences, those financial differences, those religious differences, and just enjoying being together. Taking some of that heavily loaded topics out of the dinner table conversation. They don't need to be here.
Yeah.
Make the holiday nice for everyone by just not discussing those things that that you may not all agree on. And then, what do I have? Oh, there's a really cool article. I'm not going to go too much in depth about it, but there is somewhat of a misconception about mental health crises. And I mean like suicide, hospital admissions, things like that, increasing over the holidays, but it actually is about the same. Okay. And in certain studies, they found that people actually have a slight improvement around the holidays, especially if they're able to connect with family and those support systems. So like there's a lot of people think that like this is now when suicides go up, when this goes up, when that goes up. Yes, there's going to be increases throughout the year, but this time of year isn't necessarily more than others.
Okay. I would think even maybe the isolation after the height of the holidays, that January, February, where it's cold, people are stuck inside and you have nowhere to go because you don't have a holiday party or whatever.
And that's exactly what this article says, is that there's actually that increase after the new year versus around the holiday time. And then a therapist's guide to the top holiday movies. This was a really cute, article that I'm going to connect. So Elf is on there, and it's talking about how Buddy the elf practices mindfulness. He's got this childlike innocence and he's in the moment. He's just dealing with what's right there with him instead of looking ahead or looking behind. He's just right where he is. So that can be a great way to manage that. Managing depression and social anxiety with How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Aww.
Because we know that the Grinch has some issues with not wanting to connect with others, which may be considered social anxiety or depression. Either way, we do find at the end of that movie, he's able to connect with others like Cindy Lou Who. Help the Grinch see the good in himself, but also in others and not be so negative. The movie Almost Christmas. Have you seen that?
Which one? Remind me. Who's in it?
So I feel like there's more than one movie called Almost Christmas, but 4 adult children and their families come together to visit their father for Christmas for the first time since the death of their mother. That's not the movie I thought it was. But it's basically talking about how grief during the holidays can be really difficult, but connecting with the other remaining members of your family or their other loved ones and remembering the positive things about those folks can be really heartwarming to remember those good memories that you've had of the person who's no longer with us, but they don't have to be gone from our memory. It's about keeping their memory alive. Setting boundaries with the movie Four Christmases. This is a good movie. Have you seen this?
Yes.
With Reese Witherspoon, Vince Vaughn, where basically everybody's getting pulled to all the different houses for the holidays when all they really wanted to do was go on a vacation to Hawaii and it got canceled. So learning to set boundaries, to manage your time well, and to really enjoy the time that you have connecting with others. Finding balance as a parent with Christmas with the Cranks. Okay. Do you want to speak to that? Because I'm not a parent. So
I haven't seen Christmas with the Cranks, but I mean, there's definitely 10,000 things for schools and activities. Who's Secret Santa? Who's this? Their Christmas lists, getting the other family members to know what they want, buying your own stuff, keeping it equal between them, making sure that, you know, the house is decorated but isn't a mess. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of teachers' gifts and remembering all that and who's got to bring cupcakes to school for what day. And
yeah. And so what this article is saying is basically trying to balance your own self-care with also wanting to put your children first and their desires first. So not putting everything into them, making that balance so everyone can enjoy the holiday season. Escaping perfectionism with Jingle All the Way. So that one is like making sure that you're enjoying your holiday, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly the way you planned or exactly the way you think someone else wants it, just as long as you're able to connect and have that time together. And just the importance of the valuable gifts of time and attention versus spending money or things like that. Mm-hmm. This next one, I hate this movie. And I can't confidently say that I hate many movies, but I hate this movie. Do you know what Christmas movie I may hate? I'm going to put it out there. There are a lot of really dark themes in this movie, and it's a classic, and I think it's a terrible movie.
I don't know.
It's A Wonderful Life.
Oh, well, yes. No,
that's not a fucking good movie.
No, that is a sad,
the dude wants to kill himself. Some random man shoves something in his ear.
I would say it's that or Scrooge because it's similar, like,
no, this is worse than
vibes.
Scrooge.
But yes, I mean, yes, I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah. So I understand, you know, the end of the movie and the positive way and the way that you can kind of rethink difficult times in your life and be happy for the good times. But the movie in general,
no, it's very disturbing. I agree.
I think it's just trauma on wheels in black and white for Christmas, but whatever. It's a classic. Lots of people like it. I'm not on board with It's a Wonderful Life. It is not a wonderful life, according to that movie.
No, it is not. It's a very depressing life.
Being flexible about the perfect holiday with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
We did consider that one as something we would talk about. Yes.
Shitter's full, Clark. I honestly don't know if I even know what part of the movie that's in. I just know that that's a quote from the movie.
Right.
Like, I feel like I've only probably seen that whole movie maybe once.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I would like catch on TV randomly.
I feel like we were a little out of the age demographic for that movie.
Yeah, it was a little too old for us when we were little, and then we were past it.
But that being said, I've seen a lot of the other National Lampoons, so I guess maybe the Christmas movie just didn't appeal to us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Being Authentically You with A Christmas Story. I also dislike that movie, but not as much as I dislike It's a Wonderful Life.
You're going to shoot your eye out.
I feel like that movie's got a lot of trauma in it, too.
It does. It does. The leg lamp, the whole thing. Like
the tongue to the flagpole.
Yes. Like, I agree. There's nothing uplifting about that movie to me. There's nothing that...
I will say, though, I feel like that movie is clearly making fun of itself, where It's a Wonderful Life is serious.
Is very serious.
Yeah. Where like all of these shenanigans in A Christmas Story, like it's meant to be silly and kind of ridiculous.
It is supposed to be sort of
like with the bunny costume at Christmas.
It is supposed to be ridiculous, but it still doesn't make me happy.
Yeah, it's not a fave. Maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe our generation just kind of missed out on those two.
Sorry, I hear children yelling outside my door right now.
They want Christmas gifts.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's fine. Tell them that I have one for one of them, but not for the other. And now I feel bad. Unless you want for the other. Then I can help you with that. We're being very cryptic right now.
Yes.
The pod will find out eventually.
Right. I think they're quiet now.
You think they're quiet now?
Fighting about something.
And then the last one on the list is practicing persistence with Home Alone. I will also say Home Alone I don't hate it. But it's not a go-to Christmas movie for me. I'm not going to be like, let me sit down and watch this.
I enjoy Home Alone. I do. I
don't dislike it. Like, if it's on, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to go searching it out.
Yeah. See, for me, there is a little magic there in the end. Mm-hmm. You know, there's something about,
Macaulay.
But...
Yeah, Macaulay's awesome.
Yes.
The mom, I'm blanking on her name, but she's a national treasure. I'm Googling because I totally forgot now. Catherine O'Hara, yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, because I've never been a huge Hallmark Christmas movie, but Netflix is really leaning into the Christmas movies, and I've watched a lot of them. And my favorite one that I'm devastated, because now it's been 2 years and there hasn't been another one in their, I can't even say trilogy, because there's been 4 of them, I think. Did you watch The Princess Switch?
I watched the first one.
With Vanessa Hudgens.
Yes, I've watched the first one, but I haven't watched any of the others.
There's 3 of them, and they're all magical, and I'm super sad, and I need to talk to Vanessa because we need another one.
I feel like I need literally a day that we, like all these movies we're talking about, that we have to just sit and watch.
Yes.
I have a question.
Need to watch those. Is
The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
It's both.
I agree. We always watch it in our house after Halloween and before Christmas.
It's a Thanksgiving movie is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, pretty much it is. That's when we watch it in our house.
And I know we've already talked about this, and I highly disagree, but Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I'm sorry. Just because a movie takes place at Christmas time doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but it makes me want to watch it around this time of year. So
I mean, that's fine. All. You can do you, but that movie, the plot is not about Christmas.
The plot is not about Christmas.
It takes place at Christmas time, which is different.
I get it. I get the argument on both sides, but it feels like something I should watch this time of year. But now I have literally a list a mile long of all the movies I need to watch that I haven't watched in a long time.
Where there's even more. You need to watch Hot Frosty, about a snowman who comes to life and he's hot. And he wants to have a relationship with Lacey Chabert.
Okay.
You need to watch Falling for Christmas with the incomparable Lindsay Lohan, where she gets a head injury at Christmas.
Okay.
And doesn't remember who she is. Our Little Secret, another Christmas movie with Lindsay. Lindsay's really owning it lately. I'm so happy for her.
I think Lacey Chabert, too, is in all of the Hallmark movies, right?
Yes. And there is a movie, I haven't seen it, came out in 2020. It's called Fat Man, where Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus, apparently.
Okay.
I think it's Mel Gibson. It looks like it in this little picture anyway.
And what year is this?
2020, it says. On Netflix. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
But there's lots of movies.
I thought he was one of those people that no one likes anymore, so I didn't think...
He got, semi-canceled, but then he, kind of came back.
Got it. I don't know.
I mean, no offense to you, Mel, but he's also, not a spring chicken anymore.
No.
He's on the downside of some of this popularity. Hopefully he's still coming through. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
But everyone's got their demons. Everyone's got problems. A Christmas Prince, where some random girl from a lot of Christmas movies meets a prince and they get married. She becomes a princess.
I think I've seen that one.
So many Christmas movies.
There are. And then I'm a big fan of the old claymation, there's that one about how Santa grew up,
yes.
he was, and whatever. And then there's the one Rudolph, and then Frosty, who's not Frosty's cartoon, not claymation. Frosty, right. And then there's another claymation one though.
The Island of the Misfit Toys?
That's
part of Frosty, though.
No, that's part of Rudolph.
Oh, Rudolph, yeah, you're right.
But there's another one that was like of that time period. Yeah. I like all.
There's another one about toys. I'm like, it's
something. I have to look it up. There's one that's like the Germantown, and it's the Burgermeister. Oh, there's Jack Frost, one of those. Not the modern Jack Frost, but the one with the claymation.
Old, yes.
I don't know. All those little old claymation ones I definitely like. And then a good old Peanuts, Christmas. Well, so I liked Peanuts as a child. And now I
mean the cartoon, not the food. I mean, maybe the food too. I don't know.
Both. But yes, the cartoons. So Charlie Brown, Snoopy, those kind of things. And now I have a whole lot of Lennox Peanuts Christmas ornaments for my tree.
They're kind of always around.
It's kind of one of those things that, like, when you like it and then your family decides they're going to buy you all of them.
And then you've got nothing but
and my kids are like, why do we have so many of these? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. It was a thing.
I just thought of another Christmas movie you need to watch. It's a Netflix one. It came out last year. It's called The Merry Gentleman, where this girl is trying to save her family's bar. And so she basically gets a bunch of hot men to do like a male review, Chippendale style, but they're the Merry Gentlemen. Okay. It's very cute. It's very cute.
There's another cartoon one, very opposite from that, called Klaus with a K. Like
yes, I just saw that on the list.
It's when he's like a mailman at like the most distant place, and everyone in the town hates each other, and they're all grumpy, and he sort of brings them all together. That one's really cute.
You know what one you would really like? It's called Christmas as Usual. It's from 2023. It's on Netflix, but it's actually based on a true story. And I think the person it actually happened to was either the producer or the person who wrote the movie. But basically, it's this woman who goes home to her family in Sweden. Pretty sure it's Sweden. And she brings her boyfriend along, and he is Indian. And so like totally like out of his element, not knowing their traditions. And they just like welcome him in. And it's such a lovely, heartwarming movie about differences and the holidays. And it's a really, really cute movie. It was so cute that I was like hoping they would do like another one, and they didn't. But it's a very cute movie.
This is a random offshoot, but it's related, not Christmas related, but there's a movie called Nice Indian Boy that is absolutely adorable. I watched it on a plane because it was just like a random movie, and I was like, this looks good. It's the guy who's the king in Hamilton. You know, the guy from The King in Hamilton? Like they did.
Hamilton the movie.
Well, yeah, when they put it on Disney, but he was the original movie cast. It's the guy from
Leslie Odom?
No. The white guy who was the king. It's from the guy from the FBI.
Jonathan Groff.
Yes, him.
He's Olaf.
Yes. No.
He's Olaf in Frozen.
No.
Yes, he voices Olaf in Frozen.
No, promise you he doesn't. Dad is the one who voices Olaf.
Okay. But he voices someone in a movie, because when they were doing the Mindhunter, like there's an outtake where he starts doing one of the voices of a cartoon character.
Yeah, Olaf is Josh Gad. But anyway, this one, Jonathan Groff. He's adopted by Indians. So he's a white guy who's adopted by Indians. And he and this Indian doctor, male doctor, end up getting together. And then it's all about like the Indian doctor bringing him home to his parents, and like his last name is Indian. And it's an adorable, heartwarming thing about accepting, of course, a gay couple, but also, the white guy who's Indian and understands the culture. It's really adorable. Not Christmas related whatsoever, but cute. Adorable, heartwarming movie. So Jonathan
Groff voices Kristoff.
Okay.
But I was I know he voices
Josh Gad.
I know I'm not wrong about Frozen. I cannot let it go.
You cannot let it go. Oh my goodness.
And you should be so proud of me for not singing right now.
You should have. Now that's a wintry movie, not a Christmas movie.
It is. It's not Christmas.
It's a wintry movie.
It's winter. There's also a lot of trauma in Frozen.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of trauma in Frozen, but I still love it.
Are you an Anna or an Elsa?
My only answer to that is, do you want to build a snowman? That should answer your question. I'm definitely an Anna.
Yes, you definitely are. And my children, one is an Anna, one's an Elsa, that's for sure. But I get it. Older sister with the weight of the world on your shoulders, it's a lot of pressure, running the kingdom. So sometimes you got to turn the whole world into ice.
I just feel like if I was going to have a magical power, it would not be ice. So that's why I can't be Elsa.
True.
It would be fire, but I'm also a fire sign. So that's why. Which ironically, yes, Sagittarius in December is a fire sign.
Oh, that's interesting. So I guess we'll wrap this up and then we're going to do some last calls. So hit those up on our Patreon. We definitely would like to interact more with our people out there. So engage us on the socials. I know we have a little thing at the end that tells you where to find us, but do it. Send us an email, message us, send us a comment, and then hit up our Patreon. We start at $3 a month. That's half a cup of coffee. So if you want to see more of our randomness.
I just got a flashback to, for less than a cup of coffee, you can foster a child in Africa.
Oh, what's the song? It's not that. It's Sally Fields. No, that's the dog one. But there was another one. Isn't it Sally Field? No. Somebody.
Sally Field doesn't sing.
Sally
Struthers.
Sally Struthers is the one with the starving children. Right?
Yes. And she is in the second, I think she was in the first season, but she's in the second season of the show with Ted Danson, A Man Undercover. When Ted Danson goes to the... Yeah, she's in that. Sorry. It's been a long day, guys. I'm sorry.
All right. So thank you for listening to Medical Media Mixer.
The perfect cocktail. Cheers. Cheers. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Medical Media Mixer podcast. If you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform. Your support helps others find the show. Want to keep the conversation going? Follow us on social media. We're at Medical Media Mixer Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and on Pinterest, the Medical Media Mixer board.
If you'd like to support the show and help us grow, check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/Medical Media Mixer Podcast. And on Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Medical Media Mixer Podcast. If you have a topic idea, feedback, or just want to say hi, send us an email at medicalmediamixer@gmail.com. You can also stream all of our episodes and find more info on our website, medicalmediamixer.podbean.com. We're available on all major podcast platforms, so no matter where you listen, we're there. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, keep mixing medicine and media.